Hello everybody and welcome back to The Long Dark. Last episode we went after a bear, and we're going out today to see if he fell out on the ice and we can harvest him. This will also be the first episode in a series that I'm recording. I'm trying to record as many as I can. Hopefully I'll have enough to get us through August. Oh hi, another bear. Hello. You see what I mean? He just vibes. What with the lease on our apartment expiring this month and our scramble to find a place to stay and all that good stuff, I'm trying to get this recorded so that I can have scheduled content posts and you guys can still have content. Now, if the content does happen to run out or I don't post for a few weeks, please do not be alarmed. I probably just haven't had a chance to record more. Fact of the matter is, how something is a little more important than recording videos, so... Alrighty. But yeah, in case you're watching this and going, wow, what's the timeline on these videos? Yeah, it's a weird timeline, I know. So, when we went after the bear, we know his den is out here. And we know that he should not... Wait, that's the den, excuse me. We know it should not have taken him more than 8 hours to bleed out. Since we shot him at least once. Hopefully in the torso, but possibly in a limb. I'm not sure, to be honest. So I'm hoping he's already flopped somewhere out here. We'll see. I can't tell if that is a bear corpse or the pile of bones. I am uncertain. Just gonna have this ready just in case. I think that's just bones. Now, he does tend to wander over there to those houses as well, so it could be that he flopped over there, but we'll see. Are those just rocks? Yeah, see the wool. Good. I don't stumble into something while I'm out here. Okay. Yeah, get out. I don't see him in there. Just making sure he's not running right at me. They usually don't, but you never know. Well, this is the other place he could have gone to, is over here. It's also possible that the game was just like, haha, no. And we're just gonna have to accept that. But we're gonna have a look. We'll see. But yeah, I stopped trusting the ice out that direction, just because it can get thin because of the map boundary. But this right here is good. But yeah, we'll see. I hope he flopped out somewhere. And of course I'm walking into the wind. Lovely. Don't hear any crows either, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Crows don't always pop up for a corpse. Sometimes they do, but not always. Let's see. Well, worst case scenario, we can go back into town and use cars to avoid them. Oh, that's the house creaking. I was like, what is that noise? Oh, we might have lost that one. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, we can head on back and try for that one that's in town if you hadn't already wandered through. Oh. I gotta admit, I actually feel kinda rested today. I've been running around doing 3 different jobs, and one of them has me getting up real early in the morning, and one of them has me staying out real late. And, you know, like an idiot, I haven't been napping in the middle of the day, so I've been very sleep deprived on top of stressed for the past little while. I hear crows. Why do I hear crows? That, I think it's for a different corpse. Double check it just to make sure, but I don't think it's a bear. Nah, it's a deer. Some of you are probably wondering if there's, if the ice is the biggest reason. That's a corpse. That might be it. Hold on. Oh my god, I think it is. It is! Yes! Nice. Well, we still need another one, so we can hunt the one in town too if we wanted to. Just make sure he ain't fucking... Alright, just making sure. He's only a little frozen. That boy was alive for a hot minute. No, not that. This. Anyway, y'all may be wondering if that ice is the sole reason this is my favorite zone. It is not the sole reason. I also like that there are just crap tons of fishing huts out there. And unlike in Mystery Lake or Pleasant Valley, they have freshwater. Coastal Highway has saltwater. And the difference is there's different fish you can catch out here. You can catch coho salmon out here, which are a lot bigger. One fish can be in excess of a day's calories in this game. Just one of those salmon. So, living out here, I mean, fishing is a very, very low effort hunting strategy, or a strategy for obtaining food. So any place that lets you fish is a win in my book. I mean, especially when you're looking at the big, big fish that you can get out here. So like I said, when I was playing my file where I survived for 500 days, I did a lot of it out here, just by fishing. And I got all my skills to 5, except for archery. And I went out and, like an idiot, decided to go and try it with a bear, and, well, we all know how that ended. I got cocky and didn't bring any bandages. So, yeah. Alright, let's see if this bear's still in town. He may not be, and that's fine. He's a little harder to get rid of anyway, just because his den is up the hill a ways. So if you shoot him and he runs off, he heads back for his den up the hill. There he is. Oh shit. I spooked him! But yeah, you see, that's the dilemma with that bear. And so it's better to just wait until you can see him coming up the road there. Give a better shot at him that way. But we have one bear skin, which means we have half of the materials we need to make our bear skin bedroll. That's the other thing we've been... Well, I don't always make it, just because the rest of the clothes I make are so warm. But if you want to max out your stuff, bear skin bedroll is the way to go. Oh, shit! Oh. Bruh. You gotta stop doing me like that. Rip my heart. But anyway, let's go throw this pelt down. I'm trying to chug some caffeine too. I'm still kind of tired, despite being better rested. But the nice thing about this garage out here, the garage, is I can make different piles. I've got plenty of space to make piles, and it's great. I can organize it. I can put it in a grid system. Like, look at this nonsense. It's perfect. Good stuff. I am Don't I? Do I have them? I do. I have 3 different skill books to read. Oh my god, I forgot about those. Okay. Alrighty then. Let me put away anything that's not immediately necessary. Hang on to those. Let me get that. Oh, I'm gonna have to replace my crowbar at some point. My pry bar, excuse me. It's a pry bar. It's different. Let me put that away temporarily. There. That way I can make sure I use the lesser ammunition before I use the better ammunition. There we go. Well, that way I use it quicker. Because that's the perfect ammo, and then we have the great ammo, which is still good, don't get me wrong, but, you know. Let's go ahead and just put all of it away, actually. And there is a pry bar over here. It's very common to find one here. What condition is it in? Oh, sweet! That resolves my issue immediately. Perfect. That other pry bar, I will stick in here. Now, eventually you will run out of uses for pry bars. There are only so many trunks and lockers to pry open. So what I use pry bars for instead is to chip open the ice at fishing holes. You can use them for that, and it saves you from putting the wear and tear on your hatchet and your knife. So I prefer to use a pry bar on the ice. Because, I mean, like I said, the pry bar is technically limited use. There's only so much you can do with it. And I'm just over here at the bed so that if it gets too dark, I can still find the bed. Alright, let me knock this one out first. It's gonna yell at me about thirst here in a second. Nom nom. MREs are actually pretty good though, not gonna lie. Like they're no gourmet meal, but they're pretty decent. I've had some MREs before. Fun fact, I did actually try to join the military. Everybody in my family is military, so it made sense. I did get in, and I spent about a month in basic, and I got discharged for quote-unquote failure to adapt. Which is just kind of a blanket term for either I got some minor injury during basic that made it where I couldn't succeed in there, or I think some people can be discharged under that clause for other reasons, but that was my case. I had a minor back injury, and it basically made it where because it was a back injury, there's not really much you can do about it. So they ended up discharging me for it. So, I mean, it was only like a month. I don't even put it on my resume. There's no sense claiming any sort of status from that. It was just something that I did. So, it was definitely a bit of an experience. But, I ended up going to college after that, so, and I did enjoy college. It was fun. A lot of fun. Even if I was working 2 jobs to put myself through and pay my bills, it was still fun. Do I have enough light? Is it gonna let me read? Like, it's dark on the screen, but the game may still register as daylight and allow me to... It will. Perfect. Let's try and crank these out real quick. Oh, shoot. I was wrong. Might end up running out of water here in a bit, but that's okay. I've got some sodas and I can boil some water in the interim. And I know this isn't really the most interesting thing to watch, but I'm gonna need to get these off my carry weight here, so. And there are a couple of other spots out here in Coastal Highway I want to show you, but I want to knock out Desolation Point first. Just because it's not a very big region. There's a lot less to cover there. Ah, that's not the right button. Give me another one of these, and give me some of these. I'll just give it all. It's fine. remember that no matter how low the condition is, sodas like this will never give you food poisoning. The game does not allow it to happen in the mechanics. There we go. Top off with a little bit of water. Hey, if I've got the resources, I may as well make use of them, yeah? Alright, 2 hours left on that one. And then I've got another 25-hour book. Did that raise my skill a whole level or no? Not quite, not quite. Okay. That got me to... okay. Well, all my skills are at least at 3, which is good. Normally I have mending maxed out by now, but I haven't been spending time on mending. Which reminds me, I should probably look at my gear. Oh yeah. It's still in the 90s, but it is getting low. Normally what I do is I pick up every article of clothing I can find, and I repair it. I may break it right back down for cloth to repair something else, but that practice early in the game gives me an early edge on the mending skill. I also usually harvest every single carcass I come across, so by the time I get to this point in the game, I've got carcass harvesting maxed. Cooking, I've been eating a lot of, I call it junk food. It's food that I haven't hunted or killed myself. So that's why it's kept me from advancing my cooking skill. Same with fire starting. In the very beginning it was tough, but we've gotten past that now. And I don't think we've fished a single time. I think we've only gotten those skill increases by reading books. Gunsmithing, I got pretty much all of that by reading books. And usually when I go to the Bleak Inlet and it's the last thing, I have enough stuff to make that I can max it out. It's usually the weapon skills that take the longest, especially archery, because you are not able to take a shot while crouching unless it's at 5. So it makes it a little tricky to hunt with archery. But rabbits are good targets to practice on. And then of course rifles and revolvers are a little bit easier just because you can still crouch while using them. So, skills are definitely behind what I would normally have, but that's okay. I am totally okay with that. This file is a little different from ones I normally run anyhow, so that's okay. Just gonna read it in little increments. There we go. I'm okay to take a nap. Oh, I had a note here about which regions I've been to. Can I trash that? I can't trash that note. I still have a list of how much lightless silk I need left for World of Warcraft. Okay. Even though they don't give you food poisoning for low condition items, I still prefer to consume those first, just to use them up. Their condition does tend to drop pretty slowly as well. So... that orange soda. If you saw it, you saw it. Anyway. Their condition tends to drop a little bit slower than what other ones... Did I seriously not finish a soda? Oh my god. Yeah, they drop in condition a lot slower than meat. So, a lot of times I will hold off on consuming it. Just because it's easier to, it keeps for longer. So it's better as a source of emergency or reserve food. Let's finish that, because for some reason I didn't finish it, but okay. I'm trying to use that up so I can conserve the actual water, but, you know, it is what it is. That'll do. I can top off with water the rest of the way. And I'm almost done reading that other skill book. And once I've read it, I can actually go and boil some water. Okay, need a couple more hours. Should let me read it. Yes. Perfect. And oh, it's a blizzard outside. Or if not a blizzard, pretty close. So I can drop those items. And I am gonna step out and see. If it is a blizzard, fine. But if not, it might be a good idea to look and see if that bear's out. Oh, it's a blizzard. So blizzards, I know we haven't spent a lot of time on them, but they're really, really tricky to deal with. As you can see, or as you can't see, perhaps, vision becomes extremely difficult. Good luck spotting predators and moose out here like this. Good luck navigating like this, too. Now, there's some places that I know well enough that I can navigate without worrying, but you really gotta be careful. So if you have to be out and about during a blizzard, be aware you're gonna have to repair your clothes. Try to follow landmarks like power lines and roads, coastlines, things like that. Because you're not gonna be able to see where you're going, and if you look, the temperature out here is absolute garbage. I mean, I'm actually freezing despite my gear. Now in the wind, or excuse me, out of the wind, in a windbreak, that definitely does help, but look, I mean, that's still cold. Very cold. Haven't been out here that long, I'm still starting to take on water. So blizzards are extremely dangerous. And even experienced players really should be careful to avoid them. I need some firewood. No. Not you again. Screw you. Never again. Oh, is that a whole nother... Hey! I don't think there's just a ridiculous amount of actual firewood in here. Did I never look at this? My bad. Let's see what's in here. Just out of curiosity. You had a lock for a pair of work boots. Amazing. That's a pretty good jacket. Okay, alright. Fishing tackle. Good stuff. Alright. Oh, this right here actually has some water in it sometimes. But be sure to check it because sometimes it's potable, sometimes it's not potable. It doesn't refill, I don't think, but if you just need a little bit of water, there sometimes can be some in there. Just, again, make sure it actually says potable water. Because otherwise, it may not turn out so well for you. Okay. Take all. I love having a take all function. Reminds me of my Skyrim days. Do you have good stuff? Yes. Slams the square button. Square button? Yeah. It's been a minute. Anyhow. I do regret that I'm only carrying one pot, but that's okay. Let me get some wood here. Boop! And a little more wood there. And I'm gonna boil up a whole bunch of water. Hey, I may as well. I'm trying to do something here, man. Maximum amount of water. Throw down a bunch of fuel. Good about 6 hours. See how that goes. More Thorsten boy. Fun fact, water is just heavy as crap, so I mean, you gotta really think it over. Now, if you've just got a little bit of fire left, I've got 33 minutes. Divide that in half and find out how much water you can boil in half that time. So 13 minutes doubled is almost the 30 minutes. Because remember, it takes 13 minutes to boil, and then another 13 minutes. Or 13 minutes to melt, and another 13 to boil. So, then I want to take that pot. Heck yeah. It was dark as heck. Okay. And now I have a bunch of water. But look, that 2.5 gallons or 2.25 gallons is like 20 pounds. So, the good news is I don't need to climb very much in Desolation Point. Oh, and I can drop that too. Just throw that down right there. Oh yeah, the snow pants. I'm more comfortable moving around in the dark here because I've lived here so many times for so long. I know where everything is. Perfect. Let's sleep this off, and in the morning we'll go to Desolation Point. That might be a 10 or 11 hour night instead of 12. And yes, I know that length of time is actually kind of unrealistic. This far north, you should either have permanent day, permanent night, or you should have really, really short days and really, really long nights. But you know what? It's a game. Oh, look at this. When you find a computer during an aurora, you can see this stuff. Which is super nice. Doesn't last forever. And it's not every computer that does it. But it's nothing. I'm gonna wait just a tad bit longer for some actual proper daylight. Just to make sure it's not still an aurora outside. Okay. Cool. And off we go to Desolation Point. It, too, is just down the road. So off we go. Oh my god, the wind. Can you not? Right, so Desolation Point is another one of those regions that has multiple transition zones. Fun fact, this presents a unique problem if you're playing Escape the Darkwalker. That's actually a really fun challenge mode. It was originally offered as a Halloween-only special for 2021 or 2020? Can't remember which. I actually did play it when it was a holiday special only, and I got both the badges for doing it. I was really proud of myself. They did a fantastic job taking this peaceful but foreboding environment and making it a horror experience. They even recorded new voice lines. It was incredible. It was a wonderful experience. Well, I mean, it was terrifying, actually. You know what I mean. I do plan to play Escape the Darkwalker on this channel at some point. And I'll probably go over it a little bit more detail then. But Desolation Point is probably the worst spot to go with the Darkwalker. So, because the idea is that when it was, at the time it was released originally, there were only 10 regions. They hadn't released Ash Canyon or Blackrock yet. But, you had to go to each zone to find a green campfire, which was shown on your map. I mean, you knew where it was. And that campfire would have a page from a journal on it. And when you picked it up, it would make the Darkwalker move faster. When you first start, he's kind of slow and can't keep up with you. But as you pick up each successive journal page, he gets faster and faster. And eventually, I think he moves faster than you can sprint. The way you defend yourself is with these special spray paint cans that let you paint glyphs. But there's a caveat to all this. You really shouldn't cross a region more than once, because as you go through it, there is a toxic fog that rolls in. And each region has its own timer. It's based on how large the region is. So like Pleasant Valley has a longer timer than, say, Mountain Town. And when that toxic fog hits a certain level, it starts eroding your food and your water. And if it hits 100, you'll start taking like 2% condition per second or something damage. It'll kill you. So there's like a whole... You basically need to path your way through in such a way that you can get to every region without crisscrossing more than a couple of times. And you have to be really judicious about which regions you crisscross. Because crisscrossing in Pleasant Valley could be suicide, because it's such a large region. So you don't want to cross Pleasant Valley more than once. Originally, there was not a win condition. It was just, you find all the journal pages and wait for them to kill you, basically. When they added it back as a permanent challenge, they made it so that you had to go to all 10 of the fires and then make your way to Ash Canyon to actually dispel the Dark Walker to win the challenge. So now all of a sudden you have a specific destination you have to get to. Which means that Timberwolf Mountain should be one of your last stops, basically. But it makes it tricky. Because some of the regions only connect to one other region. For example, Desolation Point only connects to Coastal Highway. You will have to cross Coastal Highway at least twice. Broken Railroad is the same way. And so is Hush River Valley. And so it's really tricky. And in fact, the pace is such that you really shouldn't even be worrying about clothes, except maybe swapping them out for better ones that you find at campfires. Some people do not even stop to loot. There is no sense in it. The Dark Walker spawns randomly in the region that you walk into. He supposedly spawns in caves too, but I've never actually confirmed that. And he does spawn in transition zones, so there's not a safe spot for him. The transition zone timer counts towards whatever region it's attached to. But which region are they attached to, I don't know. It's like, the Old Island connector here is connected to, I think, Desolation Point? It may be connected to Coastal Highway, I'm not sure. It's not connected to both, I don't think. I think it's only connected to one of them, and I don't know which one it is. So that's tricky. It's a tough little challenge. I haven't done the challenge when it became a challenge, only when it was seasonal content. And it is automatically set to Stalker difficulty, I think? I think it's played on Stalker difficulty. So that means the wildlife is hostile. There was one run I did, I was doing really well, and then I got mauled twice in a row by a wolf and I died. So I didn't even die to the Dark Walker. I got killed by a wolf. That may be why I'm so skittish around wolves. But, yeah, it's a tough challenge. Oh, by the way, the Dark Walker is totally invisible. You can't see it. You can only see the footprints it leaves. It kicks up little green sparks when it takes a step. You can hear it. And when it gets close enough to you, you get afflictions. Like, what was it? Fear and anxiety or something? That will cause damage to you. It'll jack up your vision. I actually have a video on the channel. I literally went into it with the intention of having it kill me, just for the animation. I also noticed that most people who play this game seem to play with the male characters, which is fine, that's chill, whatever. But a lot of people had been playing with the male character and they never got to hear the female voice lines. If you play as Will, the male character, his voice lines indicate that he is absolutely goddamn terrified, which is totally valid. 100% valid. I would be too. But Astrid, the female character, yeah, she's kind of scared, but I mean, she'll yell insults to that thing's face, and it's so cool to watch. You're like, damn, Astrid is tough. If you haven't played Wintermute, I highly recommend it. You learn quite a bit about the two of them. My brother messaged me just now. He says, start survivaling better. I told him no. I love my bro. We don't talk a lot, but we try to carve out time to play World of Warcraft every once in a while. Haven't been able to because of the house hunt and all that, but when we do play, we have a lot of fun. I think he started out as a protection paladin, and he got that thing to 60 in record time. And I actually made a priest character specifically to run with him. But we were vibing. We're just waiting for the next expansion to come out now. It's supposed to come out in October, I think? So I've been trying to make some gold in game so I can spend it on tokens, which can be exchanged for Battle.net balance. So hopefully I can buy the Epic Edition using in-game currency rather than actual currency. That'd be pretty dope. Alright, so this place isn't terrible to hole up in here, but there's a better spot a ways off. Ooh, hello. Okay, now some of this may be FPS now, now that I'm looking at it. Some of that may be FPS. Okay. That climbing rock you saw when we first came in drops right down to the road. So if you don't want to come up here, you can just follow the road from that end all the way down. And it'll lead you to the Hibernia processing, which I think they process whales specifically, but it's been a minute. The ice out here is pretty thick, but once again, just like with Coastal Highway, it gets thin at the edges of the map. So it's not so much a hazard as a map boundary, but it is there. It's something you'll have to keep in mind. This is also a very small zone. The lighthouse is another good spot to hole up if you need a spot to go. I'm just going to take you down to Hibernia, and we'll probably cut the episode there, just in the interest of me getting the next episode recorded. Like I said, I'm trying to record a bunch of them all at once, so that you guys will have something to watch while I'm scrambling to get things moved. I do also plan on finally recording Undertale and Portal, both of them. I know they're older games, as far as the community is concerned, but they're good ones. They're ones I really enjoy, and if you've never played them before or never watched a playthrough, I highly encourage you to give it a try. They're good games. Really good. Both of them are games that I would recommend everybody should play at least once. Like, all the way through it. You should play them at least once. Also on that list would be Spyro the Dragon. So, I may play that as well. I have the originals on my PlayStation, but for the sake of recording, I would be using the Toys for Bob remaster. I obtained that before there was any sort of controversy around it, so I didn't know when I bought it, and I try not to get too... I say political. I don't get political here. I ain't got time for that. But I do have it, and I may play it. Again, if you play the original series, it's an amazing game series. I enjoyed it. Good stuff. Boy, get your tail out of here. Growling at me. Rude. Hey, I thought he had turned around to snap at me, and I was about to beat his ass. So you can come around the edges of this, or you can just climb through the truck. Either one's fine. It'll get you in there, that's the important part. Oh, and there's a bear that lives up there by that bridge, so. And then under the bridge is a cave. And that's the cave with the wolf on the interior. That's the cave I got attacked in once, so definitely want to be careful. And I'll be kind of honest, once I've shown you guys this, I'm not really sure what else to show you in this playthrough. we basically covered the main big points across the entirety of the Long Dark at this point. Hibernia was the last one. So I'm not actually even sure where to go from here. So this might actually be the last episode of the Long Dark's regular playthrough. Of course, there's still gonna be other stuff forthcoming. I still plan to play the challenges. I still plan to... It's like with Subnautica, the main playthrough is over, but that doesn't mean I'm done with the game. So, I'm not sure. Not really sure where to go from here, aside from the challenges. So, this might be the last we see of the Long Dark for just a bit. Until I get around to playing the challenges. So yeah, this, we'll record this, and then, what are you? Are you a firearm? Give. Oh, that's an accelerant, okay. There's also a safe in here as well. Is that a dead body? That is a dead body. No, it's just a jacket. I'm just blind. But, yeah, I think this may be the last episode. I mean, this is the last region, and, I don't really know where else to go from here. Feel free to leave in the comments if there's something specific you want to see. Is this the right spot? Yes. 1 second. Ah, shit. What was that? 7, it looked like? I don't know if you need to turn it all the way around, but when I was doing locker combinations in middle school, that was always what I had to do. Okay. Okay, that's 7:32, it looks like. Yeah, if there's something specific you want to see, feel free to leave it in the comments. Oh, sweet. I probably will not jack very much with Interloper and whatnot, just because I'm a weenie and I can't handle it. I may give it a try and just let y'all see how terrible I am at it, but that would be about as far as I get, more than likely. Yes, whale processing. Isn't that amazing how freaking big those things are? Like, damn. Give me the end. Thank you. And, yeah, this is the place I would go to hole up. For those of you who are wondering, the places I prefer to hole up in this game in general. Hush River Valley, I like Monolith Lake, because there's a moose that can spawn right outside, and there's deer nearby. Not a whole lot of wolves, there's rabbits. Mountain Town, I like the, Paradise Hills or Paradise Meadows farm. Broken Railroad, of course, I like the, well, damn, now I can't think of the name of the place. We're gonna pull up the map, because I can't remember names to save my life. I'm great at this, aren't I? Oh, man. There it is, Broken Railroad. It is the maintenance shed. Now, how did I forget that name? How did I do that? But yeah, the maintenance shed's really good there. Broken Railroad is another really small region, so you have to be careful with predators and such not, but, it's not terrible out there. You can also hole up in the hunting lodge. But there's wolves, and there's rabbits up there too, which means you have to contend with wolves who are attacking and killing rabbits, and hope they don't get angry at you while you're out there. There's also a moose spawn up there you have to be careful of. Blackrock I've been holing up inside the prison itself, but there's also that, old substation that's pretty good. Ash Canyon I really like. Angler's Den, but some people prefer like the Foreman's Retreat that's up on the high levels, and that's cool too. Timberwolf Mountain, of course, I like the Mountaineer's Hut. It's basically the place to go. Trying to find all the good stuff for you. Pleasant Valley, I really like the Pleasant Valley Homestead. I mean, that's kind of, again, the place to go. Some people like the community hall at Thompson's Crossing, and that's cool too. Forlorn Muskeg, of course, has to be the old Spence family homestead, just because of the forge presence. I like that. Desolation Point, Hibernia Processing, obviously. But the lighthouse is pretty good too. And then Bleak Inlet, you would of course want to stay in the cannery. It's about equidistant from both ends of Bleak Inlet, so that's pretty dope. For Mystery Lake, I like both the Hydro Dam and the Trapper's Cabin, and also the camp office. So there's each of those has its own draws to it. Coastal Highway, of course, I like Quonset. I think that's all of them. But yeah, that's basically the Long Dark. I don't really think I have anything else to say about it. Like I said, I've shown you guys the big hits, if you will, for the game, and I'm kind of not sure where else to go from here. So, the tour is officially over, so to speak. But, I will eventually be playing challenges, and probably sucking at them terribly, but we'll give it a go. Can't be good at everything, can we? There is still more to come with Subnautica, and as I mentioned before, I'll be playing Portal, Undertale, I'll probably try Green Hell again, and, I've got other games that I'm gonna try too, that I'm gonna play on the channel. But, until I actually get around to playing them, it is looking like this will be goodbye on the Long Dark, at least for now. Oh, be careful exiting, because, there's a hole in the floor. It has been an incredible experience so far. And, thank you all so very much for watching. Enjoy the Aurora. Hope to see you guys again soon.